can never remember to plug this guy in. 60 on 8-1?
Yeah, please.
That's more like, oh.
I'm just doing this at work.
So this is saying if you put 5 kilograms on one side of a balance, you put 5 kilograms here, and you put, you like my balance? 15 pounds here, which way would it tip? And one mistake people make is they change both of these to the other. They sort of pass each other. Whoop. That's no good. You just want to take one, either one, and convert it to the other units. Because right now I can't compare kilograms to pounds. But if I change this to pounds, then I can compare them. And what's the number that connects kilograms and pounds?
2.25. It's 11.
So somebody got to know the 2.2 number.
Yeah,
2.2 what to
times
what?
5.
2.2 pounds equal 1.
Times 5.
And in the writing, I think, this is where you got to be careful. I think in this section, where is it at?
1 kilo. 2 pounds.
Here we go. Oh yeah, in this section they do tell you the 2.2. Later they tell us the other way actually. So 1 kilogram is 2.2
Which is
pounds.
11.
11.
This is the one you see on the gym often. You'll see like a
Yeah.
the numbers like 10 and 22 on a thing, and now you'll see where that's coming from. But where do I put kilograms and where do I put pounds here to convert? Kilograms on the bottom, so that they'll cancel, and pounds up here. And this tells me 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So 5 times 2.2, 11. So this is actually the same thing as 11 pounds. So now you can tell exactly which way it would tip. It's going to tip in the direction of that, right?
Yeah.
Sure. So the whole idea there is you can't compare units unless they're the same. It don't make sense.
Oh, make it.
All right. Any other questions on?
2D63.
63. Dale Ewan drove 1,200 kilometers and used 187 liters of gas. What was his average rate of gas use in kilometers per liter? In meters per liter, 11. Well, part A is pretty simple. They say kilometers per liter. So how do you get that? Yeah, it's 1,200 kilometers divided by 187 liters. So that's pretty straightforward. Then they want it in meters per liter. So before you even plug it in here, what do you do with this? Convert it to meters and then just make the ratio, right? So that one wasn't terribly evil. It would get evil if I'm saying kilometers per liter and I want to know how many miles per gallon that is.
So we divide them.
Yeah, so the funny thing about ratios, when they say how many kilometers per liter is that? Okay, well you just take the kilometers they gave you, divided by the liters they gave you, that would be kilometers per liter. Just make it match what the units are on what they're asking you for. It's almost too easy. So you get 1,200 kilometers divided by 187 liters.
It's 6.417.
Sure. So 6.417 kilometers per liter. Now here's the funny thing, right there, what could you do with that number to make it meters per liter?
Move the decimal.
How many times?
3 times.
In which direction?
Toward the right.
That, okay. And then you'll be done with part B. Right? Because you'll just make the top 3 places bigger than what it would have been for part A. Right? This would be 1,200 kilometers, but that would be 1,200,000 meters.
So the answer for B would be 6,417
Meters per liter. Coolness.
Thank you.
Well, remember that. We're actually gonna, well, I'll show you. We'll do something more with that in a minute. We'll do Jeff's part C. Is there any other questions from homework? Okay. You guys look thoroughly demoralized. Have I done this to you?
It's a Monday.
Leave a nap.
It's funny, I had an all-day meeting on Friday, and then an all-day meeting on Saturday. So actually, I just finished grading this right before class, your number projects, not surprisingly. But yeah, I was saying, damn, why don't we get those freaking, the other countries in the world know to stop around 1 o'clock and just let everybody go take a nap somewhere. Why the hell can't we start?
We gotta be better than everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. You can only do it if you're using metrics. I like that. All right. So if there's no other questions, I want to do something real quick with this. It's 1,200 kilometers per 187 liters. Look on page, what page? I don't know. Page 501.
101.
So I want to know what this is in miles per gallon. So I want to be able to compare this to, so he must have been driving in Canada or any other country in the face of the earth, basically. But I want to know, what would it be for us? What would that look like for us? How many miles per gallon? Would it be a good car, a bad car? What the hell is it? Hummer? Is it a Prius? Hybrid? Yes. So you start attacking this the same way we were doing before, because I need a little help. That chart will help me out. If I want to convert from kilometers to miles, what's that chart telling me that's useful?
The
One
conversion.
point six. 1.6 miles per kilometer. 1.6 kilometers per mile.
Yeah, 1.6 kilometers in a mile, right?
So you divide that at 180.
So you gotta put kilometers down here so it'll cancel. And then you want to get to miles. So now I'm in miles. It's miles per liter. So I'm still not quite where I want to be. What's it tell me about liters that's useful?
3.8 liters is equal to 1 gallon.
Yeah, so again, it's all about the path I want to take. I want to get from kilometers to miles. Well, thankfully, there's no middleman. They tell me exactly what I need, the number I need to connect these two. And then I want to go from liters to gallons, right? And again, they tell me exactly what I need. I can just go from liters straight to gallons. The thing that's really helpful when you have units on the top and the bottom is this idea of put the unit where it will cancel. And then just fill in the number. So here we know 1.6 of these and 1 of those. Where would I put liters so that it will cancel?
On top.
On the top. And I want to go from liters to gallons. And what was it? 3.8
3.8.
liters in a gallon. Do you guys see that? I mean, that's almost too easy to buy into, but if you just put the unit where it will cancel and then fill in the numbers in the right places, what do I do with 1,200 divided by this, divided by this, times that? If you put that in the calculator exactly, 1,200 divided by 187, divided by 1.6, times 3.8.
Okay, can you explain how you did that? Because I'm not seeing your process. I'm not understanding how you did that with this graph.
Okay, so following along here, where would I put kilometers so that it will cancel with this? I don't want these kilometers.
Okay.
I want them gone. So if I put it up here, it'll be kilometers squared. So
Okay.
I've squared my problem. That sucks. I want it down here, so they'll cancel. I want to go from kilometers to miles. So now I'm in miles per liter. That's still not good, right? If I fill in my numbers, 1.6 kilometers for every mile. Now, one thing I want you to realize, I'm multiplying by something, but I'm really multiplying by 1. This is 1. 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. So what's 1 mile divided by 1.6 kilometers? 1. I'm just changing the units. So again, I put the unit where it will cancel, put the unit I want now, and then I write the number that connects the two in the right place. 1.6 of these is 1 of those. Now doing the same thing again. I don't want this guy. So where am I going to put him?
Up top.
Up top so that it'll cross cancel. And I want to go to gallons, and thankfully I know that 3.8 of these guys is 1 of these guys.
If you wanted to, could you do kilometers to miles and then liters to gallons and then divide it?
Sure, yeah, no, it's great. Nothing wrong with that either. Personally, I like this because it's like now I just got one thing to type into my one long string of numbers to put into my calculator. Or you can do each one. The only thing about each one is you got to then keep track of all the decimals and stuff, right? You don't want to round too early. But if you do this, you don't have to round at all. The answer that pops out is the answer, right?
So since we're crossing these out, the ones that haven't been crossed out, which are miles and gallons, so that's what we're trying to.
So now I've got miles.
So we're trying to
per
figure out
gallon.
how many miles we can get per gallon of gas.
Yes.
Okay.
Because kilometers per liter does tell me how good my car is in a way, but not in a way that we're used to. I want to put it in terms of our units to get a better feel for it.
So why are we dividing twice then? Why are we dividing by 187 and then
Because
again
this is the
dividing by-
situation, isn't it? Didn't he go 1,200 kilometers on 187 liters of gas?
Okay, I understand the first division, but then why are you dividing a second time by 1.6?
Because that's how I take 1,200 kilometers and make it into miles.
What?
How do I take 1,200 kilometers and make it into miles? Well, 1.6 kilometers is a mile.
1.6
So aren't you going to divide this by
Divide that.
1.6?
Okay.
And again, the problem is a lot of people just can't remember when to divide or multiply. And that's, you know, it gets tricky when you're going from our units to metrics or the other way around. So I just personally love this method because the first step is not really mathematical. I know you're canceling, but we kind of know that in here. That's where I put the km, so it kills that km. And I want to go from kilometers to miles, so I put the conversion here.
So, okay. Is there any reason why 1.6 is after 187? The way that you have it written? Could you?
Yes, because this is my original situation. You always write the situation as it stands right now.
Okay.
So this is what I know right now. Then I start writing conversions. This converts from kilometers to miles. This step converts from liters to gallons.
Okay.
Could you switch the miles and the gallons?
Sure, I could have changed the liters to gallons first, right? I mean, math, we know that we have commutative power, commutative properties. I don't know if you guys remember that. Commutation of addition, but let's not all go there. I could just switch these and it would be the same answer, wouldn't it? I'm still multiplying by 3 putting it on the top. I'm still dividing by 1.6 if it's on the bottom. Doesn't matter what order I do that in. So what do you guys get when you put all this in?
15.24.
I think I gave away my only calculator.
15.24.
15.24?
Yeah.
Does that sound? So MPG, of course, we have to understand is the ratio miles per gallon. Is that a good? Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
No, not really. No. That might be, some people would wish they had that if they have one of these big ass cars. Right? Hummer. I like to pick on the Hummer. Like, who the hell are you with all this money to burn? You're just shoving.
You're supposed to get up to like $6.
Hmm?
I was talking to the gas station man, and he said it's supposed to get up to like $6.
I think we should riot at that point. I'm not open to civil disobedience, but I think at that point it's time for them to burn.
You're saying by this summer.
Yeah, because I noticed the oil prices keep going up.
Yeah, the barrel.
Every day, it's up to 100
Yeah,
and...
well,
Yeah, but it's
the
not-
oil price goes up $1, the oil companies,
I think we drop our.
They have
make a profit of like $5 because they up the price
no.
even more.
So this is not a political science class or anything. Because we can talk all day about, well, we got the gas, why don't we just use the gas? Well, what about them? And do we really buy that much from them? And no, it's not devolving into that.
We could tie that into the.
I want to keep my nice, neat map
I
here.
live downtown. There's no other gas in there, but then like also, you know, the trolley, and then like an hour and a half early, you know what I mean?
All right, guys, here, try this problem out here. This one asks you to solve the gas prices number. Page 506.
5.6. But I mainly work at fashion, so I just think I'm in fashion.
Okay.
Let's do number 18.
I was just gonna park my car at like 4.7 and
Let's see, 21. I think I might be just doing it wrong. Let's do 22 instead.
Lame.
Oh, neat. And let's try 43. Let's do those three. Then we'll call it a day after that.
Oh. So we'll be
198 grams, okay.
So I will have to play this with
Yeah, good.
What number is that? Oh, you want us to got it. Just kidding. I thought that was like one big number. I thought that the comma was off.
Yeah, that's
I like that.
that's number one. Okay.
Hmm?
I just never bought one.
You don't put the one that's there, you put what you start with. What number are you starting with?
I never bought
Yep.
one. I just go to the
Yeah,
library
where
to
you
do my
put
math
OZs.
homework on Fridays usually.
Okay,
But
up top, where you wanna be.
I'm all set with my homework for the rest of the
So
semester.
how many what's in what? Good, of those and one of those. And that just tells you to
I don't know. I didn't take the last test.
multiply. 192 times 20.
Oh, the paper. I don't know. I don't
192.
know. I did that one. I
Goes
didn't
down
do the
here,
last
you
test.
divide.
I was sick Wednesday night, so I just.
Last test.
There's nothing there, it's not, whatever that is, yeah. Don't make it more than it is.
Good with my grades with my first two tests. So. I was happy with it. Yeah, you needed to take that one. I was good with the other ones.
Oh, dude, you're tripping.
Mr. Waller. Because my own plans here, Uncle Voices, is 30, so you want
You don't have,
also
yeah, it's set.
bye-bye. But this one, the front is
That's just the reverse of the first one, right? So you have to divide that one too.
I think it's easier for me because I have to convert everything so I came here, so
7.27 out there.
it's kind of like I do every
Sorry,
day.
wrong way. I went out the wrong way.
I like this section.
Now, this grid that I make is not a requirement. But if you have any trouble about when to divide, when to multiply, the grid tells you. So why would you not do it if they have some trouble with that? Some of you guys are pretty good with noting, looking at the conversion saying, okay, now I divide, now I multiply. Great, do it. You don't have to show me the grid. Show me something, but you don't have to show me the grid. Here, so if I did do the grid, you always write where you are. That's where I am. It's not 192 ounces per something. That's blank. That's just per one thing that I got, per one problem. There you go. And I want to go to grams. So what's the? Where would I put the
20.
OZ? Where would I put the ounces? On the bottom. On the top goes the grams. And how many watts are in what?
28 grams per ounce. 28.
28 grams per ounce. And now this tells you to multiply. These are just fractions, right? 192, 28 over 1, multiply. If the 28 was on the bottom, a number on the bottom means divide. So it is exactly how it's set up. Just by putting the units in the right place, the math works out. I love that. Yeah.
Silly question, where did the 1 into the 192 come from?
Just in case somebody didn't like it being blank, but it could be blank. You know, a harder problem is when I have, like we did over here, I had kilometers per liter. So I had to change the top and the bottom.
Okay.
I just have 192 ounces sitting there. So is it over anything? No, I'm cool with that. I don't want it to be over anything, right?
We have to do the test. I'm just confusing.
So again, you don't have to do the grid.
Okay.
The grid is good though to help you know when to multiply, divide. Some of you guys are going to totally disagree with me. Great, don't do it. Some of you guys are going to agree with me. Great, do it. can't do it either way, crap, come see me. So what is 192 times 28?
53.6.
5,376.
I think that's what I heard.
Yes.
Okay.
53.76.
So 22,
That one will
what's
be-
the connection? Milliliters to fluid ounces.
You gotta
30.
divide it.
There's 30 what and what?
That's very funny.
30.
30
There's 30 milliliters per ounce.
30 milliliters in 1 fluid ounce?
Yes.
1 flaz. So if you got 25.6 milliliters,
Divide by 30.
where would you put the ml?
Oh, I don't know.
So that it'll cancel? And again, you don't have to do it this way if you don't want to.
No.
And now you just fill in the numbers. 30 of these is one of these, and that tells you to divide because it's on the bottom.
Okay, so,
2853.
Sounds about right. Point who what now?
so you divide 25.
Be less than 1, right? I like that. Divide 25.6. Yeah, there's a point there.
0.853.
Hmm?
That's what I thought, okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
And the last one is really just the first one in reverse, right? But I like that they were talking about this little froggy poison, this strawberry poison dart frog. Sounds like a nice little thing, but not really. So 6 grams, that's where I am. I've got a 6-gram little dart frog that I'm going to make some arrows out of. And where would I going to put the grams to make to ounces? On the bottom. And we use the same. So up here, now look here. 28's got to go with grams.
Yeah.
So 28 grams and 1 ounce. Now I have to divide. It should be like 0.2 something.
214.
So as long as you have that chart, that table out of the book, it's not that bad, and I will give you that table out of the book. You have to memorize that.
Oh, good.
I don't make you memorize anything I don't have memorized. I don't want to memorize that crap. You're gonna get it.
So it'll be on the back.
That's all, folks.
Okay, going to it.
And in this paper you say that I'm going to 3.1. I did. So I want to give you back.
Pencil
No,
on my
so
face.
you don't have a problem because I didn't.
No.
Okay,
Sorry.
definitely I'm used to it.
Remember?
Yeah. Definitely just like,
Leave it.
And today
I
I
know, but it could be all
4.1,
red, you know
4.2,
what I
and 4.3. That's turning into
Alright.
Okay, so
Sorry.
you don't.
okay,
Oh, you don't.
I returned the calculator.
You don't have
Oh,
a problem with me doing the deny for my
No, it's fine.
because I didn't put one on my my thing.
No, the nine's fine. It's
Okay.
not. I think one other person picked it. So
Okay, I just find it
as
interesting.
long as like 20 people are doing the same one.
Yeah, yeah.
Is the test still
Yes.
that was also
I'm gonna go home and watch my new recording of my new show that I found
Well,
on HBO.
at that point,
What's it called?
Game of Thorns.
whatever you turn, have it turn the files.
Heard of that?
Oh,
I
You
watched
gotta
an
do it to get
episode
ready
of
for the
that.
test.
yeah, they just, it's been
When is the
2
test?
weeks ago.
Next
Yeah,
Wednesday.
we're on episode 3 now.
No, that's the last test.
Wednesday was episode 3.
Then we have a final
My
exam.
boyfriend
During finals.
likes stuff, so I watched an episode with him.
Try to keep it all
And I
straight.
guess
I'm like 6 classes.
I'll put it all down on that homework sheet. It's all up there.
When are you gonna give us the next week?
No, this Wednesday for the last test,
Yeah.
and then next Wednesday for the final.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Already the finals?
Okay. So this you didn't judge which one I was gonna pick because I wasn't here Wednesday, but I had 2 choices, either the Islamic or the African. I really want to do Islamic.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this I have
Are you guys
two,
making films?
rough outlines. I already I had this. I was like, there's been some like family issues, and I've been like kind of locked out of my house for the past week, and I wasn't able to get like all my school stuff.
Yikes.
So I've that's why I wasn't I missed Wednesday. So
Oh, is this your idea?
I have 2 different ones. I really like this one a lot better. This one's like I'm not sure if it's doing it correctly. Ignore these. I'm gonna stick with these symbols. I'm just gonna change the coloring for each 20, 30. So the 20s are green, and then it just continues.
Oh, I see.
And then the hundreds, those different symbols. Are the
I'll
only
give you.
ones.
I'll give you something kind of nice. You know the Roy G. You know the rainbow,
You're
the
still
the
recording.
order it goes in.
Yeah, but.
Because that would be a nice thing for the ordering of the color, so that there's a reason for what
Which one?
order you do the color in.
Okay.